going on YouTube? I normally don't do this thing. Um, I just kind of game for fun. I kind of I'm a live in the moment kind of person. I don't really make videos, but I kind of wanted to since Arma's a big thing, and I love Arma. I've played the first Arma, second, and the third, obviously on PC. But this is the craziest thing. I've never expected an Arma to launch on console, and I'm glad they stepped out of their box to do so because this was needed. It's obviously the best shooter game I've ever played, and best tactical shooter game I've ever played. Using you know, it's a simulation essentially. It's real life tactics, everything like that. It kind of all applies. Can't just be a Call of Duty fanboy and come in here expecting to rock some stuff because you'll get your stuff rocked real quick. It's kind of like when COD players play Hell Let Loose for the first time, they get you know, Jesus, they get PTSD. But yeah, let's kick into this video. The reason why I'm making it is because I wanted to show you the Game Master mode, right? So the Game Master mode is a unique mode where it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons but milsim, right? And you kind of set the bar for everything in this. So you make the scenario, you do everything. All this stuff in here is all laid down by me. It's this whole command tent room looks like this because of me. Like I put all this stuff here, you know. I made it what it is, and I painted the scenario for my guys. And I have a private server, about 64 slots. We got 10 players so far. I make scenarios all the time. If you want to get in on it, just message me or let me know. I'm on PlayStation, so if you have PC, I can't put you in the PlayStation Arma chat, but I can get you in contact with somebody who can pretty much link you with me through PC because we got a couple PC players in here. But other than that, this I do like teaching and everything like that because I actually am in the service. I've taught land nav and everything like that. Yeah, I'm a grunt. I'm a fucking gamer too. I go to the gym, get off my nuts. But let me show you what Game Master mode is like in Arma. So you're gonna start out. Obviously, we're playing on Everon, not Arland. So the reason why we play on Everon is because like it's like fucking four Arlands put together. It's so massive. But the scenario that I painted, and like I said, this is completely off the noodle. You make the scenario up. It's up to you to keep the scenario alive and well and make it as realistic as possible for you guys or your guys that are going to be on the ground. So it's like, I mean, it's just they want the most authentic experience. But the scenario was that we inserted from the islands to the airport. We created a fob or forward operating base, pushed down to Saint Felipe, and like this is us versus Russians with rebels mixed. So we were fighting Russians. The rebels were in this northern province right here, so they were here and there. Not very large resistance, but a lot of them. There was a heavy Russian presence in Saint Felipe and a heavy Russian presence in Tyrone. But pushed down pretty much south. The rest is history. We started taking the hemisphere, and we used the grid squares as phase lines to push up. For you who don't know what phase lines is, I mean, I could teach that to y'all if you ever got into this server. Super simple. There's a lot of terminology that I'm probably going to use that kind of goes over your head, so I apologize. And I'm on a whole fucking two coffees, so I talk real fast. But you paint the scenario. So we're pushing the Russians down. We just took Morton and a fob that was up in Bonfire Hill. I just deleted that, so it's not there right now. And now I have to set up Levi and the military site for the next scenario because that's our next target. So that way we can get into the southern hemisphere and start our chaos there, right? So with that painted for you, that scenario, this is what Morton was. So like this is Morton right now. It's pretty much open port. When you spawn in, by the way, on Game Master mode, there's nothing. There's like these slots. You can use these if you want. I don't recommend it. I just recommend you setting it up on your own because it's more authentic that way. But there's no NPCs. It's up to you to lay out the NPCs and actually, utilize the scenario, right? They'll do their own thing too. So it's up to you to lay that out. All right, it's up to you to make everything and set it up for your guys and give them a realistic experience. Because obviously, you're not gonna have all the space to set everything down at once. Clearly, so just set one objective. There is no objective you can make in Game Master mode. By the way, just let me lay that out. You make the objective. So like, you can't place it on the map, right? So like, when I'm painting a scenario, I usually paint like something on the map. So I'll do like either we'll say Fagari, right? And this is per my scenario anyway, so it makes sense. So let's say there's infantry, combined arms. By the way, I'm not going to explain how to play Game Master mode. You can look up gameplay if you want. I figured it out a lot on my own. I'm just going to explain how it works. So up here is Echo Company. By the way, you can make up your own units, whatever the heck you want to do. It's your experience. It's literally, like I said, it's Dungeons and Dragons, just milsim. So Echo Company's up there. Oh my god, I'm like crackhead on the fingers over here, man. I can't fucking set this down. All right, like I said, Echo Company first platoon is up here in Fagari. And what's funny is there's nothing up there, so it's completely off the noodle. You just got to make it seem like there is. So place them, boom, they're on the map. And down here, oops, down here is the Russian base. Combine. And that's the Russian Federation Forces Mechanized Battalion. Establish that, boom. So you can place objectives on the maps. Everybody can see these, by the way. And it's up to them whether they want to, shoot an azimuth down to them and use the protractor and, get a pretty much get a line down there and see what's up. But with that all said, like it's up to you to paint that scenario. So nothing's gonna spawn on the map. You have to spawn it, right? And I want you to pay attention down at the bottom right. There's a box. You can go through all your little assets, but underneath those asset selections, there's four circles. You see those? They have like a cube in one, three bars, a vehicle, and a little fucking hexagon right there. And those usually are for different resource points. So the little three bars is like your people. See how it has a percentage plus right there? When you slap them down, it fills the percentage. Keep in mind you can only have 100 NPCs, that's non-playable characters, on the map at a time. You can't go over that. I don't know why, because the actual conflict Evron, there's 2,000 NPCs, but it's probably to prevent the game from crashing, etc. So it's up to you to, like, if you got a scenario where you have something and it's like there's a large presence there and you're trying to make it as real as possible, don't spawn people on top of your boys. I think that's some jaded shit, but definitely, like, if your boys are fighting something and there's an area where you can reinforce to, have these guys go and like reinforce that area. Have them roll up like they're actually coming from the outside, and it makes it seem like there's a ton of NPCs in that general vicinity. All right, because there's ways to set this up big time, like to where you give them the most realistic experience ever. Because you can do so much. It's like an RTS game, kind of like you're playing Halo Wars or some shit, right? So you can make scenarios pretty realistic, like especially like off in the distance. If your boys are patrolling up there, they can actually hear other engagements. The soundscape in this game, if you know anything about it, is beautiful. But like you can have forces, do crazy stuff in the background to simulate a wide variety of combat. So I can have them like suppress this APC. You can make this thing smoke, make it look like it's damaged. You can make it look like it got hit real bad on fire. And you could just blow it up, right? And then you can have them stop their engagement to go hold defense or move somewhere else. So it makes it look realistic, because imagine you're going down the road and you see them engaging that, right? Because the scenario yesterday that I had painted was Echo Company was providing blocking fires. So they were pretty much preventing Armor from getting into the city, which was pretty cool to see for them, and it just makes it more realistic, right? It's a little touch to it, just a little touch to it. But yeah, so make sure you're watching your NPCs, everything like that. I can show you more tips in a bit here. But like I said, you build up the scenarios, so you make things. You can do things that you cannot do in conflict. Like you can't stack sandbags in conflict, but you can in game master mode, and you can make these sandbag walls very high up where nobody can climb them. You know, it's pretty unique, and you can make your own operating bases. Like I said, I made mine. This whole office I made, it's all pieces that I put together. Everything in here is pretty much spawnable. I made the different types of room. I put a piano in this one just because I'm stupid and you can play the piano and I think it's entertaining. Everything you set up like yourself essentially. You make it look authentic in your own way, right? I even put Russian gear in here just because I know everybody likes to use a combination of the mix and everything like that. But yeah, you can utilize garages and buildings to your advantage. We put the Humvees in the garage, Jeeps outside for short reconnaissance or whatnot. But that's just the this is just like the little base that we took and everything like that. Even up in the church, I got a it's kind of sticking through there. So I'm gonna fucking open these up. But up here, yeah, I even got a Dishka kind of set up on the main MSR with a scope and then a little radio feedback. Kind of supposed to kick back to the thing, but I made it that way because I just wanted to make it seem authentic. The radios really don't do anything, but I'm just saying that's how you can build it. You can build this up realistically, have stuff laying around, make it look like it's been lived in. You know, not some hollowed out spawn where you're just whipping vehicles. I think that's what people really don't understand, especially PS5 players, is if you haven't played Arma before, it's a mill sim. It's an experience. You should want to make these crazy wicked out bases where you're operating out of, like make terrain models for your guys where you can have little meetings and actually go over the scenario before you kick out to actually launch the attack. That's what makes Arma, I think, really unique. It is like role playing. You know, you're role playing a military, you know, layout, a simulation. But yeah. So this you can delete all that if you wanted to. You can make it. You can build it. Down here, there's a bar. So you have, keep this in mind, you have four hot bars, right? Above that main bar. So your four hot bars are these right here, kind of scrolling through them. And you could set those up via the open entity browser. So you can set the filters over here for those four hot bars. So I have the entire American Force hotbar. I don't have a specific filter on it because what this does is it gives you all the American entities. So like their spawns, their building structures, everything like that, bunkers, stuff like that. It's all dedicated to the American forces. I have the same for Russians. And the reason I have this is so I can build up Russian defenses, everything like that, and I can also spawn their vehicles as well as them. And I also have hotbarred Russian main forces. So this is only personnel. The reason I have this is because when they're kicking the scenario and they're killing off these guys, I got to make it seem like there's still more people in the area, or at least in the buildings. So I'll be spawning them in buildings, way off in the distance to run to the zone. You name it. So it'll be like you could pop them over here and then have them move up on a position, which they will. You know, it's just little stuff like that. Or you can place them down in the buildings. Whether it's team of two, or you can go all the way, like I said, to individuals here. Boom. You can have them in the buildings. You can place them how you want, directionals. I can have this guy staring out the window if I wanted to. Now, keep in mind, if an attack does attack and these guys, you don't have a defense order on them, they will go out on their own. It pisses me off sometimes because I wish they'd just stay in their little area. Like, I wish there was a smaller defense window where you can just have them stay in the building. Some of them will go out of the building because they're idiots. But, yeah, hopefully the update fixes the bots because they're kind of dumb right now. But With that being said, I'm building a scenario, like I said, to assault the military facility. So I got to build these two places up, and I already have one of the places pre-selected as an entry route. They can take the sea over there with captured rebel BTRs, since the Americans don't have their own LAVs yet. So we got captured rebel BTRs. You have Fox Company over here on standby at the docks, and they can just insert over here if they wanted to. However, if they do choose to insert over here, they can be met with rebel forces or whatnot. But with the grace of me, I'm gonna make it civilians. So they're gonna be met with civilians. The rebels is only if they decide to pursue up here to Regina, where it's rebel held territory. Obviously, you have a budget for NPCs, so I'm not gonna spawn a massive rebel force here because that's not the main objective, right? The main objective is the military site. Like I said, you control the scenario. You can't lay down objectives, but what you can do is make up your objectives. It's like, hey, this is the military site. Obviously, I can't set this as an objective on the map, which kind of sucks, but I can be like, hey, this is it. This is what we're taking, right? That's it. Friendly forces are going to take other places. You just kind of gotta paint it in your head, and it's up to their imagination whether or not those friendly forces are there or not. You can place and move people there to make it look like it's populated, but you got to be quick with it. So I put a couple rebel held locations down. They got a little encampment blockade on the road and a bunker overlooking the main MSR, main supply route. And then they got a little ambush team in the hills here. And the cool thing about it is you can take control of these by using the puppet master. So you can really get the jump on your boys. Like, don't just think it's just going to be bots rocking up on you. You can even take control of friendly forces if you want to help them out sometimes too. But and you just head back into game master mode and it's like nothing happened. And you can heal these guys. You can rearm them. You can make them bleed. You can strike them down with the hand of God. Like the strike down's pretty funny. I don't like this guy. Now he's dead. But yeah, so I'm gonna have them insert over here. You can have them. I'm giving them a choice. They can either take this route or that route. It's gonna be the two options. It's up to them whether they want to do that plan or not. But if they do choose to take this route, it'll lead them to the town and the military site. If they want to try to take the back roads for the military site, they're gonna run into rebel resistance. If they choose to go around, it'll just be Russian resistance. So, like I said, you're building up your place. You make it what you make it. So it's like if you want to make it look like there's massive command presence there, you have that opportunity to make it look like there's massive command presence there. For the scenario, this is the mechanized battalion, so there's going to be a lot of fucking BTRs here. Like a shit ton. And I kind of just wanted to see how they were going to handle it. And it'll be pretty interesting to watch. It'll be very interesting to watch. But yeah, you set up these scenarios. I'm gonna skip that because that's the doorway. And depending on how realistic you can make these scenarios, like it just adds to the fun of it. It really does. And I'll make another video. Probably not tonight because I'm gonna be down. Probably about next week or so. And I'll show you what an actual scenario looks like unfolding and how crazy and chaotic everything gets from that scenario. It's a lot of vehicles in here, so bear with me. It's like a lot of vehicles. This is gonna be the BTR base. Yep. So this is just me going through. pretty much placing down the BTRs. You can even put some out on the road. You don't have to put them in buildings. You can put them out on the road. You can have a crew in them. The NPCs, you'll keep in mind, be a trip of the trade. So you could take control of the BTR guys, right? Or you can command them. So you can be like, hey, I need you to move here. Just keep in mind they suck at going through fields and shit. So try to keep them on the main roads as much as possible if you are just going to command them. Otherwise, you're better off just taking control of that shit and kind of, doing your own thing with it, right? But you can leave them there. They'll actually go to the point. If you keep them on the main MSR or I keep saying MSR, my bad, the main road. At military lingo, my bad, boys. But yeah, you can keep them on the main road. They'll actually drive the main roads, and it's quite cool because you can get like a whole column of these guys. Keep in mind too that if you're gonna get a column, you can also delete their order. If you're gonna get a column of them, right? Keep in mind that oh, my bad, went all the way over here. Keep in mind that these guys do not drive well grouped together. So like, how do I put it? It's better just to show you. If I put these guys in there, I usually choose the special forces dudes. I don't know why. They're just really good at driving the BTRs. But if you put a mass order out on them, right, and then put them to move, they kind of spaz out and sometimes get clogged up. So it's actually better to just, if you're going to use vehicles, do individual orders for the vehicles because the NPCs are dumb and don't know how to register to drive in an actual formation. So if you want to do an actual formation, keep it in a formation like yourself. You just got to keep on top of them, have them drive up to the rear here. Now I'm gonna send this dude up. And you can actually get them driving in a formation if you're quick with it. And it is fucking terrifying seeing that shit on the fucking ground. Especially when it's an NPC. Like, it's one thing for a player to be driving an APC online in conflict. I've killed tons of players in these damn things. Players aren't too genius when it comes to certain shit. But NPCs, man, they got that crackhead aim. Like, they'll either be dumb as hell or they just snipe you out of damn nowhere with a single headshot. And it's the most annoying thing and most egregious thing ever. I don't know who came up with that, but horrendous. But yeah, like I said, you paint the scenarios in this. You paint the scenarios, you make it what it is, and that's the real beauty of this game. That is the real beauty of this game. Is making everything from scratch in game master mode and creating a scenario for your boys to run into. Like the scenarios are so crazy. Like here, I can show you because I'm actually probably going to make this a thing too, where if they come up here, nah, I wanna get them over there. Yeah, I wanna get them on the main MSR. So I'm an asshole to my boys. I like to provide them hella challenges, but they've been really good about it recently. They go out and recon before they send somebody out. But I like to get like a full scope view of the area and like see how I can best hit them. And I like to dig in these BTRs a lot. It's my favorite thing to do. I'll show you how crazy this game is and what you can exactly set up. So like when you're creating a scenario, you want it to be real. You want them to use real life tactics, everything like that. And sometimes the bots just don't got it, and sometimes even the fucking players don't got it. So that's where your creativity comes in. Like we've all seen, how fucking we got live leak and all that shit. We all know how real warfare is conducted, and those of us who are actually in know how fucking tactics are. And there's just shit that you can do in this game That is fucking awesome. I'm at my vehicle limit, by the way. Holy shit. There's things that you can do in this game that creates a realistic environment, you know? And it's up to you. These are camouflage sandbags, yes, by the way. And it's up to you to keep it real, to keep it realistic feeling as possible. You want to make sure that your boys have a good time and they see something and it's like, oh shit, you know. If they're asking if you actually did it or the game did it, then that's how you know it's just a blast. You know, they're like, holy shit, was that you? Was that you? Or it's fun to hear. It's fun to hear. Sometimes you gotta really work with these things to get it just right. Create the offshoot cami netting here to make it look like it's not a box in the distance. Yeah, because you want to make the point of cami netting and camouflaging is to take away the actual image of a bunker. You want to kind of make it seem obscured. Like if I'm, let's see here, where's me at? I gotta grab me. There I am, little fuck. Oh, good lord. There's so many things here that it's hard to grab my character. But yeah, you kind of face here. Like if I'm actually coming up this dirt road or whatnot, I'm running. That's kind of hard to fucking see, and you're gonna get smoked if you're not careful. Yep, that is the bunker right there. And it's got a beautiful view of that roadway. Oh yeah, it does. Beautiful view. Leading my character there. And it's up to you to man these things too. You can man vehicles. What I like to do is, like, obviously there's not going to be a person sitting in the vehicle every day unless it's like that guy's position, like, boom. So he's in the gun, right? He's going to be watching this roadway essentially. So that guy's chilling. He's going to be there all the time. That's an enemy unit. They're going to be fortifying the town for my scenario, but for the stationary ones, I like to have, depending on what units you like to use. Like I said, I like the special forces guys because they know how to drive really well as far as bots go. And if you need them, like let's say your base gets attacked, your guys are launching an assault, they're doing their job, and you need to make it seem like these things are rolling out, just pop them in there, and then give them a fucking a rollout order. Be like, hey, I need this dude here. And you'll hear that engine kick. Sometimes one of the bots will get out. Just put them back in there. Sometimes the bots like to argue. And that's what I'm talking about. They're really bad at driving. So if they need like a little initial push, as long as it's out of eye shot of your boys. Yeah, he's very dumb. As long as it's out of eye shot of your boys, though, try to keep it real. If anything, take control of the damn dude just to get him out the door if you have to. Like I said, these bots are fucking finicky. Not very bright either. Good God, that lag. Yep. And you can, he'll go right to the objective that he was assigned. Except it deleted when I took command of him, so that's great. Nice. No, it didn't. He's just being an idiot. But yeah, that's an example right there of bots being dumb as hell. Get rid of that APC with them in it. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of Game Master mode. You can create fobs, you can create bases, you can create facilities, you can fortify buildings, pre-built buildings in the game. So like obviously we took the Morton, we took the command center house, the barracks house. Yeah, this is the military barracks. We ended up taking it over, and I put all this stuff in here to make it look like, you know, US 100% moved in this motherfucker. Got all of our stuff, got our command center station and shit. I even put this console up here just to make it look like a command center, even though this does retrally fucking nothing. And that's usually the console at an airport anyways. So it's kind of funny. Got my map and everything, even though these are actual stations where you can spawn troops and build the base. And then instead of having the two supply cans, I'm sure everybody's attuned to, which are these bad mamma jammas. Where they at? Oh, just had them. Everybody's used to these. Those are your like your thing on conflict. Nah, you can spawn down crates in this one, and they have everything: ammunition, weapons. It breaks it down to make it more immersive, if that's your thing. If you want to make it even more immersive, break it down into the crates. So they have to go to every individual crate just to actually get what they need. Like down in the med bay, I actually have the medical crate. Yep, it's right here. And then down at the duty hut, I actually have like a weapons issue and stuff like that. You know, just make it your thing. You know, make it immersive. I actually made the very high T walls that they had because they sandbagged the hell out of these places back in the 70s and 80s, and kept it real. I hate how there's razor wire in the 80s. It should be barbed wire, but you know I'm not complaining because razor wire was introduced in the early 90s. So, but yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. I like this. I like setting up these scenarios for my guys just to go through, and this is where I'll be briefing them tonight and everything like that, and then kick them out to go assault the base that I will have ridiculously built up, because it's gonna definitely be a challenge. But other than that, that's all I got. Next video, I'll actually show you a scenario in motion and show you the communication, the teamwork, and everything that goes into it. And I'll show you the game master's part in that to make it the most authentic, right? Because I know a lot of you as game masters want to get down there and everything, but if you want realistic scenario, you might just have to get a damn PC, invite your second, into the game, and use that as your command deck if you want to get into the scenarios. But other words, if you're just a game master, you're alone, you don't have two accounts, you're going to be doing a lot of legwork if you want to create the most authentic scenarios, which I'll show in the next one. But until next time, if you want to get in on this, hit me up. Other than that, I hope this helps just a little bit. If it doesn't, let me know. If there's something I could do different, let me know. I know I'm not a big YouTuber. I don't do anything on YouTube. You could see by my subscriber count, like I ain't do nothing. This is just a for fun's ass page that I post ridiculous fun videos of me and my boys doing stuff. Um, but that's literally it. Other than that, let me know what you think. If this is very helpful, shoot this out there, man. I hope that we can get some super awesome scenarios and games going into the future. I can't be the only one doing this. There's no way. This has got to be done. I just don't think people have made videos on the Game Master. But yeah, hopefully y'all have a good day.